Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For the love of glitter, I'm Anna Crossland. If you hear rolling upstairs again, that is Declan on his choo-choo train. Today I'm so excited. I have been dying to do this review ever since I got this palette in the mail. And it is over the Jeffree Star's new Big Jawbreaker palette. Now this palette retails for $58, which is quite a bit of money for a palette. But to be fair, I don't have a lot of bright, crazy, fun palettes in my collection, and this one just really drew me in. When I first found out that he was doing a Jawbreaker collection, I was just so happy because it was like childhood memories. I specifically remember eating one of those ginormous Jawbreakers on the way from California, from Arizona, and I didn't even finish it on the 8-hour drive. So as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh yes, this is a good idea. Good idea. Outer packaging is actually different than the inner packaging. I think the mini Jawbreaker actually, the actual packaging looks like this, but the big one is pink, which I do like, but I kind of am a fan over the OG type looking Jawbreaker. But this is cute as well. You have the Jeffree Star logo, and then you have the little splatters, which is my favorite. He was selling a Jawbreaker t-shirt on his website, which I was like, I actually really want that. Like, normally I'm not a person who buys merch from people, but I was like, it looks like a Jawbreaker and I'm in love, but I didn't get it. I also loved the mirror. I loved like everything in this collection, but I had to limit myself to get something. And I was like, this is the thing I need to get to review for you guys. And plus it's something that is missing from my collection. This palette has a huge mirror on it and it comes with 24 shades. I'm not going to swatch them all for you because if you haven't seen it already, I did swatch all of them on my face, which was so much fun. So I've only swatched it and then I demoed it today, and then that's what I'm going to base my review off of for this. But this palette, it looks at first glance maybe like a normal rainbow palette, but what makes it a little bit different is you also have some neons and pastels, and yeah, there's like literally just a couple of neutrals in there. So if you are a neutral lover, I wouldn't be like, yes, this is the palette you need, because you're not gonna get a lot of use out of it except for maybe like, you know, 5 shades. I feel like it's just perfect for summer. You have these neon shades. It's perfect for spring. You have pastel shades. It's perfect for fall because you have these reds and burgundies. So this is honestly like, I feel like an all year round palette, even though when you just first look at it, it looks really bright and in your face. This palette really inspires me. As soon as I like got it, I was like, I have so many ideas in my mind, almost to the point where I'm like overwhelmed, but in a good way. It's almost like when I used to live in a small town, I'd go into these stores like Ulta and Sephora that I didn't have in my hometown, and I'd just walk in and be like, oh, I don't know where to start because everything is so cool. There's so many things I want to look at, and that's how I feel looking at this palette. I'm like, oh, you could do this and this, you could do this and this. So it's really an inspiring palette, and it's funny because I've been like thinking of ideas this whole entire week of different color combinations to do, and this, like what I did today, is not even one of the things I ever had thought of. I'm gonna go ahead and get into the demo for you guys. We're gonna try no eye primer and see how this goes. I feel like with brights, you always really want to use a good base though, but I really want to test these shadows on their own. I feel like a good white base always helps colors pop. Your skin's not just pure white, so these colors are going to show up a little bit differently on your skin, unless you do use a white base. We're going to go into Good Morning. I think we're going to just use this as a transition because it's the more pinky one. It's pretty pigmented though for such a light shade. I'm just going to bring it into the brow bone since it is so much lighter. Now we're going to go into Bubblegum. Wow. Honestly, this is like way better than I thought it would be without a white base. This pink. Do you see that? Super smooth too. It's pretty impressive. Okay. So I know we've only used 2 colors, but this pink is super impressive. I feel like you can build it up or sheer it out, which is great, depending on what you want to use the shade for. It's also not like getting patchy or anything. Now I think we're gonna go into F-U-C-K. I don't really want to say the word on my channel just because you never know who's listening. I'm a mom and I would, holy crud, you guys. Holy crud. So I didn't have a primer on, but I mean, I have my foundation on my lid. Wow. I was like, these are probably gonna blend too much together to really make a difference, but I can clearly see the difference. This is like, I'm impressed. Super impressed. So first we're going to go into, I think we're gonna do Lemon Drop first, which is this yellow right here. And I think we're gonna try it not wet first, just see how these metallics perform. Picked up a lot on my brush and I barely brushed it in there. So you can still see it's yellow. I feel like yellows are kind of hard to get to show up crazy. I feel like it would definitely work super good wet. Let's zoom you in so you can really see. So I'm taking a wet brush now. Wow. I always basically wet my brushes when it's, okay, I don't know why I say basically. I wet my brushes every time I use a shimmer now these days. We look very pink lemonade-esque. Now we're gonna go into Orange Juice, which is the orange shimmer. Oh my gosh. You guys, do you see how these, this is amazing. Oh, these are so good. I have been dying to test this palette out. And it is not disappointing me. And then we're gonna take Cotton Candy, which is this pink here, shimmer pink. Again, on a wet brush, so we just know that they perform better that way. Okay. Oh my gosh. It's even more vibrant in person. I feel like I need to turn down some of my lights so you can see how, so it doesn't wash it out too much. Do you see how bright these are? To my lower lash line, I'm going to take the pink and that shade there that we did in the crease earlier. So here's the pink. I'm really impressed with this palette. Like, I've never had a palette with brights work so well. And I'm not even using a white base. That's what's even crazier. I'm in love, and I don't care who knows it. I think we're gonna go into Snack. I partially almost want to go into Jawbreaker because we have the yellow on the inner corner, and I think that technically would go better. I think it's what I should do, even though I really want to do Snack. So we're gonna go into Jawbreaker. Jawbreaker is kind of like a yellow gold shade. So not, this shade's not like the most unique shade ever, but it's still pretty. This is really cool. I almost feel like I need to take a darker orange to line there, which there are some. I'm kind of worried I'm gonna ruin it though too. We'll try it though. We're gonna go into Suck. which is this darker orange matte. Wow, I barely touched that. Okay, that doesn't really do what I wanted it to do, but it's a very pretty color. It just, I was looking to define more. But holy smokes. So I'm not too happy with myself because look what I did there. I was so impressed with how this pink bubblegum worked on its own without having like a white base under it, and for it to pop that much. So using a white base will just intensify them even more. I have seen some people review this palette and like use these lighter pastel shades and they seem to have a hard time, so I would highly suggest using like a white underneath, especially pastels. Pastels are kind of hard to not just blend out and lose the colors, so you really want a good bright base to bring out that pastel, because I feel like pastels are kind of hard to make and work with. But yeah, some of the reds when I swatched them were gritty and patchy, but I feel like that's pretty normal a lot of times, specifically like Cherry Wet and Licorice and Raspberry were like the most gritty ones. I think Delicious was a little bit too, which is this dark blue, but I feel like all of these are just so unique because I heard people say like, oh yeah, I have all these colors already in other palettes, which is probably true, but honestly, if I'm like, ooh, I want to find my lavender to go with like this light blue color, it would not be in the same palette for me. I'd have to go searching through a bunch of different palettes. So I love that there's a bunch of unique shades combined together in one. So to me, I don't think it is just another rainbow palette. I also feel like this is a better buy than like those new little Huda Beauty neon palettes. I love the packaging on those. I really want one, but at the same time you get like a lot of different types of shades in here and can do so many more looks. So I definitely recommend this palette if you're someone who loves using color, loves experimenting. If you're looking to do something different and looking for inspiration, I feel like if you get this palette, you will feel inspired. Definitely makes me want to do however many looks in one with this palette because I have so many different ideas. It's just so crazy. There's so many awesome color combinations that you can do. All of the metallics worked fine. I feel like the shimmers had more fallout than the mattes. I feel like I had no fallouts with the matte. I didn't really have to clean anything up. I had like a little bit of shimmer underneath, but none of the mattes had gotten all over my cheeks whatsoever, which is really nice. I can't say the same for the darker shades like the dark blues and the reds. For that, I would probably wait for sure to do my foundation, but for not using a white base, like I feel like this is insane. Like, do you see how bright this is? And there's no white base. This is literally just my foundation and concealer, whatever's normally there. So obviously if you really want to amp it up, I would suggest you use a white base, but I really wanted to see how they perform on their own, and as you can see, it's good. Please let me know down below if there's any specific colors you want to do, or leave me some color combinations you think would be cool, and maybe you'll see them in my next video using this palette. I think it'll end up probably being like a 2 looks in one at least, or a 3. We'll see. I think a 5 would be fun, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to, I mean, I feel like it'd take forever to film that, and I just don't know if I have the time right currently. So if you have any like color combinations, I already have a few, so I mean, I'm not saying that I'll for sure do it, but you know, I'll look at them. Thank you guys so much. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and you all have a great day.